What's up, you guys? It's your girl LT here, back with another video. What's up, you guys? It's your girl LT here, back with another video. So today, hey y'all, it's your girl LT, Childfree Black woman. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have Mrs. Chevalier Sharps. I'm sorry, I want to make sure I pronounce that. I have her on today. She is a child-free Black woman. She is also part of the LGBTQ community, and she reached out to me. She wanted to share her story about the main reasons why she is also a child-free woman. So Chevalier, thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. Happy to be here. What's up, everybody?
All right, well, do you want to tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
Yes, ma'am. So, as Miss LT said, my name is Chevalier Sharps. I am originally from Louisiana, currently living in the desert of Arizona. I have been in the behavioral health field for 16 years now. Um, yeah, I'm child free.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started with the questions. So, of course, as a child-free Black woman, how has life been for you? I guess we'll just talk a little bit in your history, but as currently right now as a child-free woman, how has life been for you?
Wonderful. I enjoy my chosen responsibilities, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
And being a child free Black woman has given me the freedoms that I did not necessarily have growing up working class, working poor in the rural town of Louisiana. So now that I am in my 30s, I'm in my career, I'm doing what I want to do, I am enjoying being child free.
That's awesome. Have you had any, or what was your earliest recollection of either wanting kids or not wanting kids? And also, has your childhood impacted you on becoming child-free as well?
My childhood absolutely has impacted me. Want to be child free.
Mhm.
Um, Funny thing is, of course, I'm growing up in the same society. I initially wanted kids. I wanted kids. I wanted, as they say, 2.5 kids. I wanted the house. I wanted the fence, the car, da 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 da. And when I was in grad school in Iowa, very depressing time in my life. That's a whole nother story.
Mhm.
And it hit me while I was in grad school was the age that I told myself I had wanted to have my kids by.
Mhm.
And I was like, fuck that, Chevalier. I could not imagine being up there, going through them blizzards, being the only chocolate chip in the batter up at school, going through that program, having my experiences with the police that I was having, and caring for a child. It's just mm, 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 mm.
Mhm.
Um, but I did want children once upon a time. I did.
Mm-hmm. Because you mentioned that you're originally from Louisiana. I'm from Mississippi, so I definitely know what it's like to be in the South and have that experience down there. I wasn't. I was born in Mississippi, but I'm currently in Florida, so I'm still in the South here. So, do you think that maybe society, whether it's your family or your friends, or even your even like previous partners, do you think that women have their calling that's or yearning to produce to have kids? And was your biological clock ever silenced when you were growing up as well? Or did you mainly, you say you did want kids earlier, but I know you mentioned a time that your biological clock was like, yeah, this probably ain't gonna happen for me, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There were so many different things at play that made me recognize and realize for me, because I want to express and I want to acknowledge, I know that there are people who do enjoy having biological children, enjoy, all the things that I might not necessarily find enjoyable. Or I do, little doses at a time, little doses.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, growing up in the South, like you said, growing up in the deep South, the Black South, the rural Black South is just understood. It's this unspoken, understood thing that you are going to have children, regardless of whatever the things in place. You're going to have kids. You're expected to have kids.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And being in the gay community, what has been your either positive or negative experience being child free around your family, your friends, or your colleagues?
Hmm. I would say, well, one, shout out to natural birth control, honey. That's one. Uh, two, it's a double-edged sword, and I won't get too tangential with this one too either, LT, but it's a double-edged sword being a dark-skinned Black woman who is also gay. Because again, there's still that I'm a woman, I'm a Black woman. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
dark skinned Black woman, so I'm seen as, I'm walking around, I'm supposed to be incubating babies, making babies, da, 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 da.
Right.
But yes, like you said, I'm gay, and it's 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 odd because the when it comes to being Black and gay, the news that's out there is mostly pertaining to white gay culture.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's never separated. They have their own. Of course, we have overlapping issues and concerns, but
Mm-hmm.
for the most part, there's what white gays are doing, and then there's what I'm going through being Black woman and gay.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say it depends on the context. It depends where I am. But again, I want to stress I am still expected to have a desire to have children, no matter whose company I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still expected to have that desire, and I find that very interesting. It's so ingrained in us.
Oh, absolutely, especially in our community, for sure, for sure. Did your parents ever drop hints that they wanted to have grandkids, and how was their reaction when you told them that you didn't want to have kids?
Yes, so I was raised by a single mom,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to go too in on it, but I a part of my not wanting to have my own children as well is because I was a neglected child.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Shout out to my Black lady therapist right now. Um, but yeah, so the irony with my mom wanting to have grandkids, and I'm like, but you kind of weren't there yourself. So I think that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's not something I want to perpetuate. I do feel like I'd be a great mom. I
Mm-hmm.
work with a lot of youth and adolescents in my profession. I volunteer with a lot of youth and adolescents. But again, I have no desire to produce my own, have my own, put in that time and energy because I saw what it did, good, bad, and different to my mom. I was very much aware that she did not want kids. She had kids. She did what she was supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't want no kids. Everything she did showed me that she did not want children. So
Oh, okay, okay. Well, I know currently you are a married lady, but I wanted to get into a little bit of your dating history. So, prior to you meeting your wife, how was dating for you being child free as well? Like, were you coming across a lot of big gay people that wanted kids, or how was that experience for you?
yeah, so um I did have some ladies who I'd be dating or speaking with. They'd want kids, and it wouldn't even be here you go. The question ain't even do you want kids. The question is how many kids do you want?
Mm-hmm. Oh
Is
yeah.
when you want to have kids. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh yeah.
I want kids.
Yeah.
It does not matter. It crosses sexual orientation. It crosses class. It crosses race, ethnicity. I'll be in high school and people be asking that.
Mm-hmm.
Undergrad, people are asking that. When I was in grad school, it don't even
Mm-hmm.
kids, y'all.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I come across that a lot, especially it's just people who automatically assume that we have kids. The first question they ask is how
Yes,
many. They never just
yes,
question, do you have kids? So I've come across
yes.
that recently with colleagues and old friends that I kind of got reconnected with from school and stuff like that when I was in high school. And it's the first thing to say, how many kids do you have? And when I tell them that I don't have any, they're shocked. Either they're shocked that I don't have any, or some of them would tell me, "Good for you, don't have any," because they're not as cracked up to be. And of
Yeah.
course, watching. I know you watch my channel as well. Some of the stories that I read about parents who regret.
Yep. Y'all subscribe to your girl LT. Hit that like button. Share those videos.
Exactly, exactly. And it's just some of the stories, it's like it's kind of sad to read. It's like, It really is. And it's like some of the people who put themselves in that kind of situation, I'm like, okay, well, I know y'all see a lot of these red flags prior to you guys getting with these people and having these babies and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, y'all don't pay attention, or I don't know if they're just scared to be alone or they're desperate to have somebody, but I'm just like, I don't know how they do their situations.
Right. No, and I'm glad you brought that up, LT, because that is one of the many ways I put that to bed as well. I do not want any kids.
Uh-huh.
Being on these message boards, being on the Reddit posts,
Mm-hmm.
seeing, honestly, just listening to people around me on the streets, at work,
Mm-hmm.
in the community. And it's like, why would I want to have kids when you have the opportunity to be anonymous
Mm-hmm.
or be one-on-one, or whatever is the case, you're feeling good and you're expressing to me, if you could do it all over again, you would make a different decision. Just the, oh my gosh, just those, and they be heartbreaking too, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody going through that, that's a decision you cannot take back.
Oh yeah.
That you can't take that one back, man. And I'm just not trying to be in that predicament.
And with your wife, when did you guys have a conversation about not having children?
Okay, so funny enough, she is the one who pointed out to me, like, you would be having kids now. You would have children right now. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, oh shit, that's right. And again, just where I was in that time in my life, I would not even want to bring a child into that predicament. I was nowhere near, I was stable for what it was, but I was nowhere near as stable as what I am now to be talking about birthing no kids. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
no. So, and I tell you this, they said a comment one time, and I was like, "Did you feel that way about children?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're parasites. Like, scientifically,
Mm-hmm.
that's a parasite." And I'm like, "Have you no reverence?" And it's like, she ain't even mean it that way. She was just like, "Your body would experience these changes. My body is already sensitive for a host of reasons."
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I really started thinking about it, LT, like, shit, your bones be moving, organs be separating. I'm not, I don't even like, no.
Oh yeah, some of the stories that I read like last year, I didn't realize like how our body really changed with pregnancy. Like,
Yes,
I've seen like women who have like their feet swell, but their feet get larger inside.
right.
And like, I didn't realize that their teeth, you could lose your teeth as well during pregnancy because of calcium that's produced. And it's like I don't want to go through all that.
I'm not trying to go through it. You're absolutely right. And for damn near a year.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm pissed off when I have a cold. Of
Hmm.
course, I get through it and I, do what I need to do, but I'm pissed off when I have a cold.
Hmm.
That's anywhere from 3 days to 2 weeks at its worst.
Hmm.
9 months, no thanks. No thanks.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, it's awful. Um,
Mm.
So society kind of has rules and maybe have an agenda when it comes to certain topics or issues. So what are your thoughts about Black child-free women that's portrayed in society?
Oh man. Black women, we already live under such a microscope. We can't live without somebody having something to say. And unfortunately, typically it don't be nothing positive.
Hmm.
So being a child-free Black woman is just one more, again, going against the grain, we are expected to produce children.
Hmm.
And I ain't gonna get too off topic, but that's going all the way back to when they first brought us over here in the boats. That's what we was supposed to
Hmm.
do.
Right.
Mm-mm. No, no, I'm changing the narrative for myself. I'm living in the truth for myself. Has it taken time to get to this point in this place? Yes, because like, damn, Shabbat, there's one more thing you gotta be different from everybody else. You don't want no damn kids. But
Mhm.
you know, it is what it is. I gotta live for me.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Do you find that more men or women are more selective nowadays when it comes to deciding on who will be the mother or father of their kids? Do you think that people are more selective nowadays?
I think that's a tough one. I feel it is my hope that people are more selective these days. I would like to think that people are more selective these days, but I know I'll hear another story where that was not the case, or I hear another story where maybe the person thought that was going to be the case, but then the other person going to do something else, or they change their mind, or you know. So I feel even when you are being as selective as you can,
Mhm.
you know, things happen, things happen.
Mhm.
You can only control so much, but that baby is here.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Absolutely. So, do you think that the experiences with child-free Black women are different than other cultures like child-free Latinas, child-free Asians? Do you think our experiences are definitely different than other cultures?
I can't speak with definitive, but I feel as though it is. I feel as though just being a part of the Black diaspora, especially particularly Black American, we have our own unique history. Again, just off the strength of coming here. We're the only people who came here against our own volition. Everyone else came here voluntarily for the most part. Other Native and Indigenous who was already here.
Mhm.
Uh, so I feel as though it could be different. Of course, I feel there might be some overlap
Mhm.
uh, with women of color, you know. Um, but I do. I think there's just always something there about being a Black woman that people always feel the need to speak on.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I've told previous people. I think really when it comes down to when with Black child free women, because back then, like you mentioned, when slavery during that time, where we pretty much had to take care of other people, we had to take care of the younger kids that whatever household we were staying at or cleaning up and doing whatever there, we had to
Yep.
also kind of take care of the kids that was there too.
Yep.
So to find a Black woman, especially in society now, that says, "Oh, why you don't want any children?" I mean, I get this all the time. Like we are very rare. We're unicorns. We're very rare.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's
Yes.
why I was another reason why I wanted to create this channel was to show Black women who wanted to tell their story about being child free because it's not really discussed a lot in our community. And I wanted to make sure that it was something that we had a voice on and we can have a platform to discuss our main reasons because everybody's story is different and everybody
Mm-hmm.
has the right to share that story. That's the main reason why I created this YouTube channel. So
Mm-hmm.
I want to do that.
And I'm so glad you did, LT, because well, like you said, there's our stories are not being told. And a part of that is because we you moving in silence because again, there's one more thing I'm about to invite on myself. I'm a Black child free.
Mm-hmm.
Even at most people will give you childless. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you couldn't have kids, or oh, you just hadn't whatever. Just saying, it's like, no, this was a cognizant decision that I made and am making for myself. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, don't have any kids, Black woman. It
Mm-hmm.
must be because X, Y, Z.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, we don't get that same what is it? We don't get that same autonomy as
Yeah.
every.
Yeah, and I got such great feedback when I first did my original video about the main reasons why I'm child free and the reasons why I don't date men with kids. I got a lot of I got a little bit of pushback on that, but
Yeah.
majority was quite positive responses about thank you for being a Black woman saying this because it's not discussed in our community.
Yes.
So I'm really
Yes.
thankful for that. So yeah, so
It's hush
um,
hush. It's hush hush.
it really is. So women normally have a certain window to produce a child. So have you thought about it? If you change your mind in the future, would adoption be a possibility for you?
So I ain't changed my mind.
Okay.
Uh, changed my mind, but I will say if let's say for example, like Faye's brother or something had a child and
Mhm.
something happened to him, and that's
Mhm.
what he wanted us to take the child in. I
Right.
would consider that.
Yeah.
Um, at best I would foster at best.
Mhm.
I don't want to be responsible for raising no other human being. And that's also because I would want to do it right.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I would want to do it right and that take energy.
Oh yeah.
And I'm putting energy into me, babe. These rescue dogs is enough, let me tell you.
Oh, I'm
Uh,
sure.
so at best I would consider fostering.
Mhm.
Again, I work in behavioral health, so
Mhm.
I see, especially our kids. Um, But yeah, I'm good volunteering with the babies. I'm good helping out with the babies on a Saturday. I'm good helping tutoring, giving my time. I don't need my own.
Okay. Okay. Is there a certain child-free stereotype that you don't fit in? Like for example, people say that because we don't have kids and we're child-free, we're selfish, or that you're child-free, so that means that you may have a lot of plants or a lot of animals in your house to have that nurturing spirit in your household to nurture something, even though it's not a child. So is there a certain child-free stereotype you don't fit in?
Yes, well, I like those examples that you brought up.
Mhm.
What's wrong with that? I
Nothing.
do. I have two rescue animals and I love them to pieces. We got hella plants around the place that we tend to enjoy. We are part of the community garden. We'll walk down the street. We got a whole plot down there.
Hmm.
I don't see what's the okay.
Hmm.
What is the I don't know. What are you trying to say? And that's how I know the intent is malicious
Hmm.
because, yeah, there are plenty of other things to nurture other than my own biological children. I nurture other people's children.
Hmm.
I nurture other adults who never had a chance to be a child.
Hmm.
I nurture those who are on their final days,
Hmm.
giving them what they could have had and were due when they were a child but did not get. So I don't even see how that's supposed to be a negative connotation. And that's
Hmm.
how I know that people are using it to attack those who are child free
Hmm.
because the things that you're using to negate my experience are the things that's exactly why I'm child free. So I can have my plants and my animals and whatever the else, people say.
Okay, okay. Have you ever experienced situations about being child free in the workplace? Like, have you had any kind of discrimination being child free, or let's say if you were filling in for an employee who constantly was either calling out or had to leave early, but you were constantly filling in for that employee because they automatically assume that okay, you don't got kids, you don't have nothing important outside of work to kind of take care of as far as kids go, so you have this extra time that you can come in or stay later or anything like that. So, have you ever experienced that in the workplace?
Yes, I have, and I know other child-free women who have as well. Again, that connotation, that assumption that oh, you must not have anything going on in your life. No, I be doing stuff. I have stuff going on in my personal, professional, leisurely life
Mhm.
that you may or may not know about. I'm seeking my own therapy because of things that were done and not done when I was a child.
Mhm.
I have my own responsibilities. You decided to have those kids, so it's on you to find a child care, which I know is expensive. Another reason I don't want no kid.
Mhm.
Um, it's on you to figure out how you gonna figure out work. Another reason I do not want to have kids. But I find that's boundary crossing.
Mhm.
Will assume like, oh, well, you don't have no kids, so you don't have nothing going on. No, I do.
Mhm.
I do. If
Mhm.
I want to make that overtime today, I will do it, but I don't want to make that overtime. So I
Yeah,
can't.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see a lot of stuff. I see stuff on TikTok, and there's this one story uh that kind of crossed my mind just now about a woman. She's child free as well, and one of her coworkers asked her if she could change her. This is during Christmas time last year. So one of her coworkers asked her if she could change her vacation
Change
time.
your shift.
Yeah,
Yep.
change shifts. Yeah,
Yep.
because even though she had her flight booked, her rental car booked, everything booked to go and see her family, who she hasn't seen in like 3 years because of the COVID that was happening a couple years ago. So she wasn't able to see her family in person. So she finally was able to take vacation time off to go see them. And some coworker came and asked her to switch days with her, or see if she could cancel her PTO so she can do whatever. And I'm like, yeah, we definitely need to stand up when it comes to that, because that's absolutely ridiculous for people to assume that we don't have a life outside of work, that we want to go see other relatives and other family that we want to go see during the holidays and other times of year, that people just automatically assume that you don't have any kind of life outside of work. So
And that's what I'm saying, LT. The irony. I want to pop back to when you said the stereotype that child free people are selfish. That's selfish.
mhm,
That's entitlement at its finest for you to assume that because I have no kids, that
mhm,
oh, I'm just gonna switch my whole vacation time. I done booked the plane. You know these airlines ain't giving you no refunds.
exactly, yeah,
Yeah, the Rona done hit. I want to go see my family, but all you thinking about is yourself.
mhm,
and your kids. And it's like, no, think about you and think about your kids. I'm thinking about me and my PTO that I took the time to book and my flight that I took. Like, no. So the irony of that whole selfish argument, y'all, you can miss me with that one.
Oh, for sure, for sure. There's a lot of conversation right now about legacy, which I think is it can lead more towards talking to child-free men. But as a child-free woman, what would your legacy will be like once you're, once that time comes? What kind of legacy would you like to leave?
My legacy is that I was a part of a lot of change at my Southern HBCU. My legacy is the hundreds of thousands of individuals across communities that I have helped in my 16 years in behavioral health. Um, my legacy is the many folks, children included, that I volunteer my time with, because I know what it's like to not have, because I know what it's like to aspire, because I know what it's like to need guidance. That's my legacy. And even if somebody was like, who is Chevalier? Who is Chevalier? Who is Chevalier out of all the, so that one I don't really trip over too much. What's the legacy?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you can give any advice to a young man or a woman who is on the fence about having children, but they may be getting pressure from society or from family, what kind of advice would you give them?
Okay. If you're on the fence, for me, if you're on the fence, a maybe is not something you want to do with a child. Be on the fence with what type of mortgage you want to pay. Be on the fence with where you want to vacation this next whatever. Don't be on the fence about having no kids. Do a little bit more research. Um, get on those message boards. Get to follow LT. Listen and talk to the people who for real are telling you what it's like to be a parent. Because it is how I want to say, especially being a mother, I feel like it is something that we do downplay. We don't give moms the reverence that they deserve, those who are taking care of their kids and doing what they need to do. You feel me? And if society is pressuring you to have kids, if you feel in your heart of hearts that you don't want kids, that's something I'm finding that you don't change your mind. That's not something that's like, oh yeah, well, my lady want kids, but you're also gonna be a part of their commitment. I don't mean to compare the two, but just like with our pets, they both sitting here with me now. It was like, okay, if we introduce pets into the home, what is that gonna mean? That means we gotta get up, walk them, feed them. You gotta train them to act right when they out in public. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do what you gotta do so your pets are behaving. Um, is there extra time and energy that you want to give to a person?
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. So that was all of my questions. So before we leave, I wanted to see if you had anything that you would like to promote and also where people can follow you on social media.
Yeah, y'all can follow your girl on Instagram. I just got back on their gram. My handle is offroad_Chav, CHAV. Um, you just gonna see pictures of me, Babe, the dog in my truck. We be out there dipping and doing it because
Mhm.
we ain't got no kids.
Oh, I love it. I love going on Instagram, seeing other child-free couples and seeing what they're doing out and about. It's great to see. So, well,
Yes.
I just want to say thank you again for your time. When I first read your email about you wanting to be on my channel and you being a part of the gay community, I knew your story was going to be special, and I posted you to kind of promote this interview on my channel. I have other people in the gay community who are subscribed to my channel, and they said that
Yep.
they couldn't wait for this as well because they wanted to have their voices heard too. So I'm so grateful that you reached out to me and to have the time to talk today. So I do thank you so much. Um,
Yes. It
yeah.
was
So
awesome being here, and LT, you do great work. I was so happy to find your channel because again, we're out here. We're
mhm,
out here. But just like being black in the gay community is, I was seeing a lot of other faces
mhm,
about being child free, and I wanted to know like, well, what a black lady said who child free, and then I found you. So I
mhm.
love that you too. You was like, oh yeah, what's up? This black gay lady. Let's see, because we out here as well. So yeah, I thank you
Awesome.
for what you're doing.
Awesome. Thank you so, so much. And I'm going to put all your information down in the description box where they can find you and follow you on social media too. So if you guys want to follow me as well, you guys can also follow me. I'm at Childfree BW on Instagram. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, video ideas, if you want to be featured on my channel for a Childfree interview as well, please make sure that you email me at childfreeblackwoman@yahoo.com. Okay, so thank you guys once again for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section below what do you guys think, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Take care, guys. Bye.
Bye, y'all.